Excuse me. Welcome to the October tea pairing, guys. As I drop my tamper. As you guys saw, this month's tea pairing is cinnamon plum in the Edward G. Robinson mug. And I knew when I saw this online that I had the perfect season and the perfect pairing blend for this tea. And no, it's not plum pudding. Can you guess which blend? You said Edward G. Robinson? You'd be correct. I'm having trouble keeping it lit. But Edward G. Robinson is a classic crossover codger blend. A little bit of Latakia, Black Cavendish, and Burley. And has a plum wine topping. And I can tell you after the first sip, they go pretty well together. Now, I get a very light cinnamon and very slight, very natural plum flavor. Very little sweetness in this tea. However, you guys have a little special visit again tonight on the Paladin patio, and that is Mrs. Paladin just off camera, and she is also having this tea, so you get to hear her thoughts as well. It's actually been a little while since I've had Edward G. Robinson blend. I need to have it more often. It's pretty good. Well, Mrs. Paladin, what do you think of the tea?
Oh no, it's too hot.
Too hot to tell. So far, you get a little cinnamon that just hits your tongue immediately. And then you get this light, very natural plum. And then kind of a slight tanniny finish, but not too bad. So I tell you what, I'll let this heat up, get this thing going. Let my beverage cool down a little bit, let hers cool down, and we'll come back to you with some final thoughts on Edward G. Robinson and cinnamon plum tea from the Republic of Tea. Hang with us. All right, guys, we are back. Coming out of the final third of Edward G. Robinson in, I did not tell you guys, my Medico premiere. And I will try to show you that. You guys, there we go. And this really hasn't found, this pipe hasn't found the blend that it loves. So I kind of still throw just about everything through it, except for heavy Englishes. But and I misspoke earlier. Edward G. does have some Virginia in it. Well, for the life of me, I don't really ever taste much Virginia in Edward G. So, also, I wanted to check on tobacco reviews and see if there was any other toppings in this. And I have never gotten much of a cinnamon topping in this, but they said there's a cinnamon topping. I always get a nice plum wine with that Latakia usually. So, but the pair of these is really good. The profile of the tea, for me, is cinnamon at your first sip, a nice kind of herbal plum that comes through, and then a little bit of a tanniny finish. Now, I did put a sweetener in this because I wanted something a little sweeter, and that has actually kind of really rounded out the character of the tea, and I like it a whole lot better. But for a less sweet experience, more of a kind of an earthy experience, the cinnamon plum is good. Mrs. Paladin, have you been able to have a few sips and tell your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a sweet tea. Like,
It is a black tea, by the way.
definitely a fruity undertone. but the black tea's not overpowering like sometimes. And I steeped mine a couple minutes, about 3 or 4 minutes longer than it should have.
She steeped hers longer than mine. Yeah. Do you like this tea better than the keto friendly, the monk fruit tea we had? She really likes that. We bought a lot of that now.
It's different because this is. I would think this would just be better. I don't know. This may be good with cold.
That's
Some
true.
ice.
We could try it on over ice.
Actually, these pretty good cold.
Yeah.
A little like fruity.
Yeah. She's bowing her head back like this.
Fruitiness. A little bit of ice. Be nice to actually cut a little bit of plum and eat with it.
So other blends, if you guys don't like Edward G or haven't had Edward G to know if you like it, that I think might go well with this. Actually, what's coming to my mind is Lane's BCA or Boswell's Paradise. I think probably a Virginia Perique like Marlin Flake, because you get that natural plummy essence from the Perique in that blend. I think of another one here. You know, McBaron Plum Cake, it does kind of have a little bit of that essence in it, although it's so bitey to me. You know, another one that might be good, it just kind of came off the top of my head because there is a little cinnamon note that I get every time with this, you know, sipping it, is Sugar Barrel. I think that might be really good if you guys are into Burleys, which you know I am. So I think half and half would clash with this tea. I'm going to stick with Licorice. Velvet would clash with this tea. Sir Walter Raleigh would probably clash with this tea. Prince Albert. That might not be bad with it. That might be a little different. Prince Albert. Oh, she's talking about different Prince Albert. But anyway, those are just some suggestions and thoughts. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this October tea pairing with Edward G. Robinson and the Republic of Tea's Cinnamon Plum Black Tea. And with that, we'll see you very soon on another Paladin Piper video. Thanks for joining us, guys. Take care.